Okay, W.J. Burns, PHX. This here is a variable cap out of a 40-145 Philco. And if you're like me that likes to take apart the radio and clean it up, clean the chassis up and the parts on it, your variable cap will, I'd use a solution of water and La's Awesome Cleaner, spelled L-A''S. Comes in about a liter jug, plastic jug, and you mix it, I think 1 part to 2 parts or whatever it is on the label. And that's what I use to clean my parts with. And this one, after taking it out of the bath, I noticed that right at the last little bit before she closes up, the fins on the capacitor were rubbing. When you get it out this far, she seemed to be okay, but you could definitely tell the drag that it has on the last little bit of closure right through there. So rather than try to turn this up and flex each one of these individually to try to get it back to normal, a good method I have found that when you got a bunch of them possibly rubbing together is to take and turn it on its end, and right here there is, I liken it to a jewel movement on a watch. It's an end bearing that's adjustable, and what it will do is you take a small screwdriver and you put it in the slot there, and you can look at the fins and see which side of the rotor is close to the stator, if it's to one side or not. If it's to the right, which this was, take and adjust your adjustment screw clockwise, only for just a little bit of a turn, and you can see the rotor fins moving in the left direction away from the stator. After a couple of little slight turns on that, this thing doesn't rub anymore. Now, it may be because the lock nut might be a little loose on that, so just check your lock nut and make sure it is down, seated good, and is locked in. For over time, since this sits, let's see if I can turn this around here, since this sits in that approximate spot on the chassis and the speaker sits right in here, when you got a lot of bass, it's liable to take and cause this fin to move again. So just make sure that your lock nut is seated out pretty good on it. And that's the simple, easiest way to make adjustments on this variable capacitor, or just about any of them that have this little gizzy thing on the end, bearing adjustment, and snuggle her on up in there. And whenever I found it's a lot easier to keep from heartbreak if you always close down your cap in the closed position when you work on it, even if you're changing tubes or taking it out of the chassis, or you're doing something else on it. Because if you don't have very good grip on your chassis and you have your cap open like that, any slight little bump on these fins is going to put you in the hurt bag. So that's all I got to say about that. So hope this tip helps. Thanks for watching.